Over the last few years, I have seen many professionals talking about the growing opportunities in the VLSI industry, especially in India.
With a new report projecting massive growth in the country's chip market over the
India
next
has
decade.
started a new
Out of curiosity,
industry.
I decided to ask ChatGPT for guidance. I started with a simple question. Where should I start if I want a job in VLSI? The answer sounded familiar. Learn digital logic, then Verilog, build projects, simulate them, debug them, learn synthesis, prepare for interviews, and build a GitHub portfolio. It looked like a solid roadmap. But then I realized, I still didn't know how to actually learn RTL design. So I asked, how do I actually learn RTL design? Again, the answer was to start with small circuits, slowly move to larger designs, and keep practicing until I became comfortable with RTL design. Everything made sense until I asked another question. There are so many resources. Which one should I follow? ChatGPT suggested combining NPTEL, HDL bits, EDA Playground, and OSS CAD suite. It was a good learning path, but I still had one doubt. I asked, is this really the fastest way to get a job? That's when the conversation became interesting. ChatGPT said that this was a good way to learn RTL design, but not necessarily the fastest way to become job ready. It explained that recruiters care much more about practical engineering projects, debugging skills, and the ability to explain your design than they do about course certificates. Then I noticed something else. None of the job descriptions mentioned AI. So I asked, if AI isn't mentioned, why is everyone saying AI will do RTL design? The answer completely changed my perspective. Just to be sure, I even checked real RTL design job postings on portals like Naukri and the career pages of leading semiconductor companies. Surprisingly, almost none of the job descriptions explicitly asked for AI skills. They were still looking for digital logic, Verilog, RTL design, simulation, debugging, synthesis, and problem-solving abilities. On the similar lines, when I asked, but everyone says AI will do RTL design, ChatGPT explained that AI can generate RTL, suggest test benches, explain designs, and even help with documentation. But engineers are still responsible for reviewing the code, verifying the design, debugging failures, and taking responsibility for the final implementation. That made me ask another question. If AI is becoming so powerful, then what is the right way to learn today? The answer was surprisingly simple. Don't compete with AI. Learn to work with it. Learn the engineering first. Then use AI to generate the first draft. Review it. Verify it. Debug it. Improve it. In other words, use AI exactly the way professional engineers are beginning to use it. At that point, I thought, fine. But which course actually teaches that? So I asked ChatGPT to recommend some platforms. Instead of recommending one immediately, it suggested comparing them based on job readiness, beginner friendliness, practical projects, software requirements, and cost. That made sense. Since I was just starting, I also wanted something beginner friendly, affordable, and something I could actually complete on my existing laptop instead of buying expensive hardware and software. I also didn't want to learn AI in one place and RTL design somewhere else. I wanted a single learning path that combined both the way engineers actually work today. After all, if AI is becoming part of the engineering workflow, it makes much more sense to learn both together instead of trying to combine two different courses on my own. I also wanted a course that would save me time by teaching the right concepts in the right order instead of making me figure everything out from multiple resources. That's when I decided to stop looking at course titles and start comparing them based on what really mattered: job readiness, cost, practical projects, software requirements, and whether I could actually complete the course with my current laptop. Then I had another concern. Most of the courses I found seemed to focus mainly on Verilog, and many of them used expensive commercial EDA tools. My laptop wasn't very powerful, so I wasn't even sure I could follow those courses. I asked ChatGPT about it, and the answer was reassuring. It said I didn't need an expensive workstation or costly software to become job ready. Free, industry-proven open-source tools can do everything needed to learn RTL design, simulation, debugging, and synthesis. That completely changed the way I started looking at courses. Instead of asking, which software does this course use? I started asking, will this course actually teach me the engineering skills companies are looking for? By this point, I had shortlisted 3 courses. One focused mainly on Verilog, another covered broader VLSI concepts, and the third claimed to teach commercial RTL design using AI. I asked ChatGPT to compare them, but not based on ratings or popularity. I wanted to know which one would prepare me for an RTL design job the fastest, which was beginner-friendly, cost-effective, suitable for my laptop, and most closely matched what the semiconductor industry expects today. The comparison was surprisingly clear. One course was great for learning Verilog. Another offered broader VLSI knowledge. But only one closely followed the complete engineering workflow ChatGPT had recommended from the beginning, from RTL design and verification to debugging, synthesis, interview preparation, and AI-assisted engineering. That's when I realized I wasn't just choosing a course. I was choosing the learning path that best prepared me for an RTL design career. Why did you choose this course? The answer was straightforward. Not because it taught the most topics, but because it matched the skills recruiters are actually looking for today: practical RTL design, simulation, debugging, synthesis, interview preparation, AI-assisted engineering, and a complete commercial workflow. The course ChatGPT recommended was Commercial RTL Design using AI. Learn what industry needs on Udemy. After going through the comparison, I could understand why. Instead of learning AI in one course and RTL design in another, this course combines both in a single learning path. It follows the same engineering workflow used in the semiconductor industry, uses completely free open source tools, and runs comfortably on a standard laptop. That means I don't have to buy expensive software or invest in a high-end computer just to start learning. For me, that makes it one of the most practical and cost-effective ways to prepare for an entry-level RTL design role. If you'd like to compare it yourself, I've shared the course link below and the coupon code that can get you 30% discount in the from 13th July to 13th August 2026. Take a look, compare it with other courses the way I did, and decide which learning path is the right one for you.